6 years old, the first time I wanted to kill myself. In the schoolyard, there was a 6-foot-tall, light brown, wooden cedar wall where the boys would play handball against. Most days, I could safely hide behind it, trying to become invisible. I was desperate to conceal my shame of no one wanting to play with me. And it worked. Until one day, a group of kids made a spy club. They would follow me around every single recess, pointing and laughing, magnifying the heartbreak of my loneliness. Hiding behind that wall every day, I would wish with my whole heart for a teacher to float down like a magical fairy godmother. She would have kind eyes, long curly hair, a shimmering gown, and a wand that sparkled in the light. Compassion would be the magic that she would spread. And she would have the incredible ability, with one flick of her wand, to make all the bullying stop. Day after day, hiding behind that wall, tears streaming down my face, I waited for her to save me. As the months and years went by, I could no longer hide behind that wall, so I found other ways to hide. I hid behind my hair. I hid behind my art. I hid behind anything I could. Hiding, always hiding. Standing behind that wall at 6 years old, I was waiting for someone to save me. And that's when I realized I had to save myself. I had to grow up and become that teacher. And my name would be Miss Rainbow Fairy. And that's exactly who I became. Fast forward, 30 years later, I'm back in the classroom, but this time, I'm the teacher. It's right before recess, and this student comes up to me and says, "Miss Rainbow Fairy, I love playing with dolls." Wow, you must have the most incredible imagination. The smile that spread across her face could have lit up the entire room as she skipped out the door. But after recess, something had drastically changed. She walked to her desk, put her head down, and began to cry. I immediately went up to her and said, "Sweetheart, what's wrong?" She turned to the class and said, "You all make fun of me because I play with dolls, but I play with them because none of you will play with me, and I am so lonely." You cannot hear a pin drop in the class. My eyes immediately well up with tears, and in an instant, I'm back to hiding behind that 6-foot wall. I take a breath, I turn to the class, and I gently say, "Put your hand up if you've ever felt lonely before." I raise my hand first, and then every single one of my students raises theirs. In that moment, I could feel a shift in energy, their hearts opening to kindness and compassion. And it was as if that energy rippled back in time to my little 6-year-old girl. But this time, I had a message for her. Dear little 6-year-old self, many years after hiding behind that wall in the playground, you are going to realize that all the horrible things you were told are not true. And I know sometimes you will think you cannot go on. Please do not give up hope, because all this pain has a purpose. You will grow up and become the teacher that you needed most as a child. You will fiercely believe in every single one of the potentials of your students, and this will change countless lives. You will grow up and become the fairy godmother teacher. And your suffering will make this world a better place. And that is the most valuable reason to stay alive. Hold on to that belief, Rachel, because you can and you will do great things. So here's the thing. That letter is not just for my 6-year-old self, it's also for all of yours. Every time you felt lost, lonely, or like you didn't fit in, every time your tender heart was traumatized, or even you wanted to die, this is for you. This is for the survivors and the thrivers. We can take our mess and create it into a masterpiece. We can take our story and write a new ending. And we can take our deepest pain and turn it into our greatest gift for the world.